What up, David here with a tier list for Hazbin Hotel. Y'all knew this was coming. I did it for Helluva Boss every damn season, and I really enjoyed Hazbin Hotel after seeing the entire season. So the show was not only great, but all the characters, not only the ones from the pilot that we've been waiting for, but a lot of the new characters, freaking awesome. So let's go and rank these guys. Charlie is at the top. Okay. So Charlie, starting at the top, is at the top. Y'all know, Charlie is probably my favorite character in the entire show. From the pilot, I always like, okay, the cinnamon roll in hell, that's a fun dynamic to play with, and I loved some of the writing choices for her. They do, and this is a common criticism, but let me know if you agree or disagree. She does have a few moments here where, like, you kind of, like, question, like, exactly how much she's thinking. She seems really sharp and hesitant around Alistair, and then you don't really see her think twice about this very vague favor that she's promised him. I can only imagine that coming out to bite her in the ass way later. Speaking of Alistair's next. I would probably... when I first watched the pilot, Alistair was my favorite character, 100%. And I think, like, if before season 1 came out, if I was to do this tier list, I probably would have dropped him by here, just because, as happy as I am they took the time to make this show, it took so damn long to make the show that a lot of characters kind of lost their luster in my eyes. But that being said, putting him here in season 1, he'll probably be like the bottom of my favorites, but he's still pretty fantastic of a character. I enjoy a lot of the things he does. I enjoy, like, how he kind of plays a foil to Lucifer in some scenes, to Adam in the final fight. Like, it's kind of cool seeing also his smiling persona, seeing it get rattled and shaken up. You see more of his character, and I do appreciate that in this show. So I would say he's kind of back to being a favorite, but maybe not my absolute favorite. Angel Dust. This is where everyone's gonna unsubscribe to me, probably, because I'll be completely candid. I don't like Angel Dust. That being said, before y'all go, I do think he's actually an amazing character from the story of this show, and his design is awesome. I always loved his design. So, like, I'm not gonna put him in whatever or trash, like, just because I don't like him. This isn't a Luna scenario. I love some of the scenes he's in. In fact, I think the greatest scene in the entire show is between him and Valentino, just because, or not the greatest scene, the most powerful scene in the entire show is between him and Val. And y'all know, like, that's just a very raw and solidly done and voice acted. I'm gonna put him in, I probably would put him in solid, but I think just some things that I've seen out of his character will put him up here in pretty rad for me. Which is really funny, because, like, I generally... Oh, that's the other thing. Personality-wise, I don't like Angel Dust, but I do like Anthony. And so, we see that in the show, and I think that's probably why I'm actually more inclined to put him here than here. Because we see more than what I saw in the pilot, and I've grown to appreciate aspects of his character because we're starting to see the real self. Anyway, Husk here is pretty rad too. I kind of want to put him in solid though. I don't know. He's really cool. He might be the bottom of pretty rad, but, like, I would say he's a very solid character. Again, if I'm going by the pilot standards, I would say he's solid, but I really, like, there's some relatable moments to him in this season, especially, like, when he plays protector for Angel and, like, that whole scene with the loan sharks and everything. That was, I think, a pretty good one. He's definitely, like, elevated in my eyes. Serpentius is freaking fantastic. I love Serpentius. I loved him in the first pilot, and they just made him better and worse in some ways, but, like, he's just the most, I would say, relatable characters to someone trying to better themselves. And you don't even get this full sense that he's trying to better himself until, like, you see him almost thriving in the hotel. And I could go into a whole thing where, like, you kind of see, like, kind of like how Adam displays every sin in the first scene that he's in. Serpentius displays every virtue, I think, throughout the entirety of the season, but we could talk about that more later. The Egg Boys, they're solid. I mean, they're probably not. They're actually quite fragile, but I'm gonna put them right here. I do adore their voice acting. They're fun as hell. I remember the pilot line, "Oh, I wish he would shoot me with his ray gun." They're so dumb, but so observant, and it's funny because even like the dynamic between them and Pentious is that he doesn't take them seriously even when they know really important information and pertinent information. They're a fun character. I actually enjoy them, and I love that Charlie has them all by name, or like as 1 and 2, or I forget what it was. Okay, Vaggie. I'm gonna put her. If it was pilot, I would put her in whatever because I didn't really like her that much. And she does a lot more in this season. I kind of want to put her bottom of solid tier because she does do stuff. I think I was very invested in this plot, so anybody who does something for the plot... Oh, actually, that doesn't really matter because my next one is going to throw that sentence out the window, so I'm not even going to say that. I would say Vaggie is solid. She's a good foil to Charlie. Certain things about her character irritate me. You know what, I will be a little controversial. I will put her back down here in whatever, because she's not one of my favorite characters, and I think, you know, she's, in this colorful cast, she's fairly underwhelming, though I love the lore, I love the origin story and all that stuff. Anywho, moving on to Nifty. Nifty's pretty damn rad. I would actually, is she a fave? I don't know. She's probably the best. She was like the bridge between pretty rad and one of my favorite characters. She's just so damn fun. She is just crazy at whack job. Like, I might actually end up putting her in S tier, depending on how the rest of this goes. Vox, you know, it's funny. I really wanted to like Vox. I have a shirt with Vox on it. And, like, I am tempted to stick him up here. But the problem is, and Nifty doesn't do much. I mean, no, she does do a lot for the plot later on. But, like, you know, she's kind of like for the most of the show, she's a side-off, you know, a one-off, like, side character who just does crazy shit. Vox, you know, he's, like, setting up stuff. And he's the whole reason Serpentious is at the hotel. But, like, aside from that, he just doesn't do much. I wanted to see him do more. I love his voice. I love his design. I love his little dynamic with Alistair. I would put him pretty here, but I feel like I can only put him here because I personally wanted to see more, and I was dismayed to not see more from Vox. We don't even get, you know, we get a sense of his powers, but we just don't get a sense of his pull. You know, we see his powers, but we don't see his power in the grand scheme of things. He doesn't even show up to the meeting. Only, what's her face? The other V. I forget it. Oh, gosh. Velvet, shows up. Adam. Horrible person. Amazing character. I would actually, no, not solid. I'm tempted. I don't know if he's a favorite. I do love Adam a lot. There's reasons why. Adam is the opposite of Serpentious. And here's the thing. And Adam's actually like, yeah, I'm going to leave him up here because Adam is the reason I'm on board with the show's premise. Because, you know, like, I wasn't against it. I was interested enough to watch the whole season, yeah? About this whole concept of rehabilitating sinners. But when I first started watching this show, I was like, but they're in hell. They earned that place in hell because they fucked up in the mortal realm. And that's the punishment. You go to hell for fucking up in the mortal realm. That's like, them's the breaks. That's my perspective going into this. However, as the show has progressed and I'm like maintaining an open mind to the whole premise of the show because I like it, I'm invested in it, Adam is the whole reason I am invested in the show's premise now and why I'm on board with it and why I'm like, okay, Serpentious can redeem himself and go to, I still don't know what he did in life. Okay, like, I need to find out, like, what this man did. Did he, like, we're gonna find out this man was, like, a dictator who just a loser or something. But I don't know. Regardless, Adam, really didn't do anything in his mortal life aside from be the first person and propagate the species, which is objectively good thing. But then, like, you know, he goes to hell, he goes to heaven with this entitlement complex. And I have a whole theory. This isn't a theory. This is just like a personal reading. Adam and the exorcists, the only angels that go to hell and come back, I feel like the fact that they go to hell and come back, they're in a way tainted. Like, look at Adam. He wears his mask, which is supposed to be a war mask, 24/7. He never takes it off. He likes wearing that mask, and it looks demonic. It's a black face with, like, these yellow features. Alistair has yellow teeth, and so does Adam, you know? It's like that sort of fun thing. His design lends itself so well to the whole thing. I love his wings. I love his little, like, holy light powers. He's a great foil for Alistair. I like that he is the show's vehicle for showing that Alistair is not hot shit like everyone, like, you know, likes to think. Like, he certainly likes to think he is. Adam, you know, beats Alistair. He beats him in a fight. He beats him in single combat. And then adding that to his dynamic with Lucifer, now that was also just fun. Not to mention, I love watching Adam. Like, he's a sucky person, but his personality is fun to watch. He's the epitome of awful person, great character, because he serves the show's premise and plot so well. I could do a whole video on just Adam. Loot! Loot is, I would say, probably the top of solid. You know, Loot is interesting. She's everything Adam probably wanted out of Vaggie. She's cruel, she's merciless. She's probably like Adam's probably the like edgiest angel, I guess. Yeah, no, like, again, like, Loot's another example of like angel hypocrisy or heaven hypocrisy. And again, she kind of reflects this notion of like, I think Loot, because she's the only exorcist you see without a mask on, at times, you can kind of get a sense that all the other ones are kind of like her, maybe to a lesser degree of cruelty. Then again, Vaggie had mercy. Maybe some of these other exorcists do. Maybe we'll learn more about the other exorcists. But I think, like, Loot is a good stand-in for your typical heaven exorcist and what their values are and what their mindset is. And I think that contributes a lot to the perception of heaven overall. And also, she's got a cool attitude. she's kind of cool, and she's cute as hell. I think she would be top of solid. I wouldn't put her above Husker. Would I? I don't know. We'll revisit this. Velvet. No. I might actually make Velvet a trash character. She actually, like, I would put her in whatever, because, like, she doesn't do anything, but I will put her in trash just because she pretends like she's gonna do something in the Overlord meeting, and then she just, like, gets relegated immediately to doing nothing, and then, like, she does less than Vox and Valentino, and I think that makes her a trash character, you know? She really doesn't do anything except have that song and throw the head on the table. Like, anyone could have done that. I genuinely think anyone could have done that. Alright. Rosie. Correct me if you think I'm wrong or if I'm missing something, but I really just don't. She's underwhelming. She's very underwhelming. Rosie. I like Rosie. She's pretty cool. She's pretty damn rad. Not as rad as Nifty, but I would put Rosie, like, up there. She's fun. Not as cool as Angel does. I like Rosie's whole premise. I like her attitude. I like the fact that she's the queen of the cannibals and that they're all kind of, you know, relatively chill for hell denizens. And her design is pretty peak as well. Characters like her also make Alistair more interesting, so I appreciate that. Camilla Carmine! Yeah, I wouldn't put her all the way up here, but she's also here, I would say. She's pretty rad. Again, actually, no. She's solid. I'm being biased because when her hair's down, she's, like, so damn hot, but Yeah, she, like, does stuff. She supplies a lot of important stuff. That being said, I think her character could have been more interesting. We don't get enough of her, I think, is the big deal. She says interesting things. She has a cool moment with Vaggie. I just think she's solid. She could have done more to be up here and pretty rad. I don't even know why Rosie's here. She's below Husker, I would say. She's probably the bridge here. Between Rosie and Lute, like, I don't know. Lute's pretty cool. You know what? I think I'm going to put Lute up in pretty rad and Rosie as top of the solid characters. I think that's more accurate. Oh, Valentino. Oh, Valentino. Like, one of the most amazing designs in the show, and literally in the most powerful scene, in my opinion, in this show. Doesn't do anything that has nothing to do with Angel Dust, though. He has one funny line in the finale. That everything... If Angel Dust doesn't exist, his character loses all intrigue and presence. So, I mean, he sucks. He's awful. Never want to meet any... Like, he's like Adam. Again, I think he does wonders for the show, but I would never want to meet a human like that in real life. Valentino, though, his design is so cool, though. And I think, you know, because I think when a character's so awful that you can't help but hate them, it means they're a good character in the show. And I would actually say he's, like, a little bit better than the Egg Boys. Like, I think he's a solid character. Trash human being. Trash demon. But, like, you know, whenever he's on screen, you're looking at him. You're paying attention. And I think that makes him a good character, you know? So, that's a hard decision to make, but I do think he's a good character in that regard. Lucifer! Oh my god. You're the best character in the show. I'm projecting hardcore because literally when I see Lucifer do anything, I'm like, that's David. Like, I kin this character so much. And he's fun. His first song is great. His second song I didn't like when I first heard it, but now I'm obsessed with and I really want to learn how to sing it. I love the voice actor. I don't remember his name, but I just like love the way he handles some of his inflections and his singing lines. Yeah, Charlie was my favorite character in the pilot, and her dad does not disappoint at all. All of Hell's favorite dad. I love that song, the visuals in it. And, you know, his attitude and, you know, the depression stuff, like, his throwaway lines, they're all fun. Like, he's very relatable. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Sarah. Sarah is a whatever character, and I wish she was more. She could have been a very solid character. She's a little too much of a background piece, though, and I'm really hoping she does more in Season 2. If I had to guess, I would say Sarah, or whoever she answers to that's not God, or Jesus, if they're even going to put Jesus in this show. That would be very, very controversial, and I would be here for it, but, you know, it'd be very interesting. Whoever would be below, like, any part of the Holy Trinity, if they're going to go that route, but above Sarah, would be the villain. Or Sarah would be the villain of Season 2. And I really would like to see Alistair be the villain of Season 3. That would be sick. The way they're playing it, it might be Lilith, but I feel like it's going to be more than just Lilith. Kind of like how they make it feel like it's going to be Alistair in the pilot, but it ended up being way more than just Alistair. Okay, so Emily. Now, you gotta understand, I love Charlie so much, and Emily is basically Charlie in heaven. She's another little cinnamon roll. I would say I would probably put her, like, at the bottom of a favorite. Actually, yeah. Like, I like Alistair more than Emily. But Emily, like, do I like her more than Nifty, though? You know, I think I do. I like her design a lot. I think she's got a lot of potential in the upcoming season. A lot of people think she's going to fall like Lucifer, which actually I would love to see a scene with Emily and Lucifer. This is going to be a weird one, but I'm going to put her up in favorites because she has a lot of promise. Sarah does too, but, like, again, we didn't get much from that, but again, like, I'm also biased. Like, I will be subjective when I feel like being subjective. I like Emily a lot. She's cool. St. Peter doesn't do, I mean, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I will not put him in trash just because he sings. He gets a song. Does he earn this song? I don't think at all. But, you know, he's fun. And he's another character in Heaven that we hear curse, which is also fun. Okay. Ooh! Razzle Dazzle. I don't know which one got stabbed, but I'm glad they're both a package deal here. They are fun. They are solid. I would put them above the Egg Boys. I like Razzle and Dazzle. I love their dragon forms as well. And also, like, you know, it kind of, like, leads to the fact that Lucifer may have either created them or at least knew about them. So they're as old. They're probably older than Charlie, which is not something to be trifled with. And whichever one died, Razzle, like the other one, if it's Dazzle, like, it's probably going to be super depressed. So that saddens me. Zestial. Interesting. Really cool character, a lot of intrigue. I have to put him in this, like, Carmilla Carmine zone, though. I love his design a lot. But, again, he doesn't do much outside of convincing, you know, aside from, like, his songs, you know, like, and all that. He's got a lot of presence when it's there, but he just doesn't do that much. So I have to put him in a solid tier. Fat Nuggets, why are you here? I like his design, sure. I'll put him above Velvet, but, like, it's not a character I want to rate. Katie Killjoy, why is Brandon Rogers voicing you? I don't know. I'm all for it, but it's just very, very amusing to me that Katie Killjoy's voiced by Brandon now. Like, you know, you do you. And in the pilot, she was also very fun. I like that she actually, like, tries to fight Charlie, which is very strange because Charlie's, like, super powerful, but nobody takes her seriously, so understandable. Katie's kind of a trash character, but, like, I would say I'm indifferent to her. You know, she really doesn't do much aside from be a mouthpiece in the show. She does way more in the pilot, so for a role in the pilot, I will stick her here. I like Tom's voice. That's the only reason I'm not putting him in trash tier. I like Tom's voice a lot. Okay. Cherry Bomb. You know, she is a solid character. She's not one of my favorites. She's cool. I like Loot more for sure. I would say Cherry Bomb would probably be the top of solid characters. It's cool that she comes back. You get the sense maybe she'll hotel, maybe she won't. Again, her role with Serpentius, I think, makes both of them very fun characters. So, yeah, I would stick her there. Susan, why are you here? I mean, yeah, I get, you know, you'll go right between Fat Nuggets and Velvet. You're not a good person. You're not fun. You hurt the feelings of my daughter. So, all right. Lilith. I can't put her in here at all. I love her design. She's hot as fuck. She's probably the hottest person in the show. But, like, yeah, we don't know a thing about her except that she's brooding on the beach. Like, I will put her above Loot because I don't, like, Loot annoys me to a certain degree. I think she's an amazing character. Actually, no, she's right here. She's got promise. We just don't have even the slightest inkling what her personality is. If she's going to be whimsical, I doubt it, because Lucifer's whimsical. If she's going to be just very serious and stoic, or kind of seductive, if she's going to be like this sort of enchantress, a witch, or if she's going to be like a heavy metal, like, rocker girl, like, who knows? She could be anything. And we won't know until season 2 drops, or they do a teaser season, a scene or something like that. But yeah, like, I'll put her in pretty rad because I'm intrigued, and her design, but that's about it. She don't do nothing. But sometimes intrigue can make a character more interesting, so you know. Mimsy, you get to be the absolute bottom. Just why? Okay. Why is the decapitated angel? Why are you here? Oh my god. Wait, seriously, why is the decapitated angel here? We don't even hear them say anything. You know what? I have to. I mean, I guess this is right? Yeah, I mean, like why? why is she here? Okay. All right, we got... Who else we got left? Oh, the cute one of Carmine's assistants. I like her. She's cute. She can go right here in solid. I don't know the name of this other one. But they both don't really do much, so yeah, I wouldn't put her above like Sarah. So yeah, you get to be above St. Peter because you're helpful. But yeah. It's funny how like cuteness can either help or like not help them at all for me. I'm very fickle in this list. Alistair's minion, why are you even here? You're like fat nuggets, like sure. Yeah, better than Velvet. Yeah, why not? I don't know this Overlord. Does this Overlord even say anything? I don't even want to put him in trash. I just want to put, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, the minion I'll put in trash because he's a jobber, but like, the dinosaur. She's also hot, so I'm gonna put her in solid. Again, we don't see her do anything, but she says something, but she's got a lot of charisma, let's say that. So yeah, here's the list. We've done it. We've got S tier, love him or a favorite in Lucifer, Charlie, Serpentius, Adam, Alistair, and Emily. And for pretty rad, you know what, Nifty, if Emily's up here, Nifty's up here too. And pretty rad, I would say A tier is Angel Dust, Husker, Loot, Lilith. Yeah, that sounds about right. I actually feel bad putting Cherry above Vaggie. I'm gonna also put Vaggie in solid, because now I don't know if this is true. I might actually think of Vaggie as a whatever character. I don't know. I'm gonna go with my first gut. I think if I just feel bad and want to put a character into the top tier because the rest of the main cast is slow up here, I think that's just, I think I should just go with my gut. I need to honor my subjectivity as well. Okay. B tier. Cherry Bomb is solid character, solid. Yeah, I have to put Vaggie here with Carmilla. Yeah, she's solid. Zestial, Rosie, Carmilla, Vox, Valentino, you get to be the bottom. The bottom. Alright, Razzle and Dazzle. I actually really like Razzle and Dazzle. I'm not gonna mess with this tier too much, because I could, really get up in the weeds. Like, who do I like more than who? Let's put Razzle and Dazzle at the top, though. And, Carmilla with her hair down. And I want to see more Vox. But Cherry Bomb is better, unfortunately. Alright. Yeah, we got the Rosie, Zestial, Vaggie, Egg Boy, the cute assistant, dinosaur, Val, okay. And then whatever, we got Sarah, who I would actually say I like more than Val, obviously, but again, Val does more and has more presence in the story than Sarah. So yeah, I guess this is subjective and semi-objective. I don't know. It's my thoughts on their subjective elements that I personally like, their design, their personality and stuff, and also the role they play in the show. I think that's a fair way to split it. Okay, Carmilla's less cute assistant, St. Peter, Katie Killjoy, Tom Trench, this thing, all in whatever tier. Yes, Sarah. Yeah, I would say, she would be the cutoff to solid. In trash, we have Fat Nuggets. Everyone's gonna hate me. I think people are gonna hate me, not just for not putting Angel in S tier, but for putting Fat Nuggets at the bottom. Look, he's just a pig. Oh god, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I can foresee it. Susan is trash tier. This random nothing minion is trash tier. Velvet, I don't like. Okay, that's all the characters. All right, and yeah, you're just headless. I mean, I feel this is such a sad picture of this angel too. But yeah, I would say this is a solid tier list, and I would say it accurately reflects how I feel about all these characters. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm pretty sure a lot of you disagree with some of the placements here. I'm sure, Valentino probably, should get his own tier as just being awful. But also, I feel like he doesn't deserve his own tier because he's awful. So, yeah. He's a really hard character to rate because, he has a role in the show and he does it so well. And he just sucks. But yeah, I would say all these characters, especially the S tier. I'm really happy with the S tier characters. Yeah. I would say I like Nifty a little bit more than Emily. Yeah, Nifty. Yeah, Nifty's unhinged nature just gets really fun here. And I think this is the list. I may change this. My thoughts on this may change later on, but who knows? Only time will tell. I love a lot of these characters. I love this show. It's really fun, and I look forward to seeing what they do in season 2. So let me know who your S tier and trash characters are. I'm actually really curious to hear. And you could go with their whole dang list if you want. And I think this is every character in the show. I don't think they missed anyone, so yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. Smack the bell so you never miss a thing. Consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, Fill in the Blanks, for supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see y'all in the next video. For now, this is Dave out. Peace out. Later.